Welcome back, everyone. Let's play Final Fantasy VIII. In the last episode, we went down to the basement of the garden, and we ran into Master Norg, the Garden Master, and he, wasn't really seeing things eye to eye with us. Tried to send us back to the sorceress as sort of scapegoat, to say that he hadn't in fact betrayed her, and tried to kill us. Didn't work out that way for him, and he is a dead man. Okay, now that Norg is dead, we're going to go head over to the infirmary. And this is where we're going to run into Master Sid. Ah, well, at least he admitted it. Okay, even though this is one way you have the option of making your choices, you actually have to do all of these choices to advance the story. But it's something I think it's kind of telling of Squall's personality that the first option is you want to make a report, because he is pretty much a no-nonsense kind of guy, isn't he? And Sid is having nothing to do with it. Okay, what else do we have? You know what, maybe we don't actually have to do all of this stuff, but I'm going to go through this anyway. Why? What do you think I think you think I know? Ah, so that's what it is. Back a while ago, Cypher was talking about what is Seed, what is their true mission. And, well, up until now, we had always been led to believe that the Seed was nothing more than a mercenary force that goes around and fights battles for money. But now it's revealed, kind of that blunt piece of dialogue there, that Seed actually exists primarily as a force of might to oppose whoever the sorceress is that's trying to take over the world. Now, Sorceress Ida here, despite being Headmaster's wife, is in fact that sorceress right now. And them going out all over the world to fight battles and all that kind of stuff, he says is just for training. Oh, really now? Okay, that's pretty much all he has to say. He did remind us, though, that the garden is drifting around in the ocean right now. And it was a Cetra shelter that's capable of moving around, but we have no control of it. So even though everything's going around, life is going on in this area like it was before, to an extent, no one here is capable of leaving, because, I mean, What are you going to do, swim for shore? You have no idea where they even are. They've been drifting aimlessly for what was probably a few days at this point. Where the hell have you been? What do you expect him to do about it? Oh well, okay. Go up to the second floor, there's a ship approaching. And the garden is in really no means to defend itself against, like, a sea-based attack, but I guess if they're going to try and board, we could fight them off or something. Let's send these 3 rejects, one of which doesn't even belong here, up to deal with the problem. No one else seems to be too excited about this. I wonder how they... I don't know. I wonder how they managed to calm everybody down after the Norg's rebellion. I guess they had to stop fighting eventually, but they're all kind of stuck with each other on board this ship at this point. And I guess the fighting couldn't go on, but nobody seems to be, like, locked up or anything like that. Also, what happened to all the Norg's henchmen? Those tall guys that were running around here. They were on his side. What happened to them? You don't see them around in the ship anymore. Emergency exit. Don't want to use that now. Probably just dump you out into the ocean. What's the emergency? Nah, never mind. Is it? Haven't seen Galbata use ships yet. Oh, it's you guys. Wearing your weird PJs. Oh, who are you now? Alright. Okay, it was Sorcerer Sita that originally come up with the idea for seeds, so... No one told you? It was Sorcerer Sita that originally came up with the idea for the seeds to fight the sorcerers, so it's not unreasonable to believe that while Headmaster Sid went off and started his own garden to train these seeds himself, she went and had her own group. Now, I don't think it's like a splinter group or anything like that. I think they were just sort of independently created of each other. Now, I wonder what happened between Sid and his wife that made it so that probably haven't seen each other in quite some time, and they've been split up from each other long enough that they've been able to create their own little personal armies here. But I guess they held enough contact to each other that these guys are capable of just coming up to the headmaster on board his floating garden and just make a request for him. Also, it comes out that they're looking for Elone, the girl from Laguna's dream that we had seen back in the beginning of Disc 2. Now, remember that was something like maybe 20 years or so ago? So, while she was a little girl, probably like maybe 6 or 7 or something like that at the time. So she's probably in her mid to late 20s at this point. So we're not looking for a little kid anymore. But this is really the first reference, except for like certain references to places like Timber, which ended up looking quite a bit different back in the past, and I'm in the wrong place. It's the parking lot. And references to like the war with Timber and all that kind of stuff. We haven't really seen a whole lot of connection between the dream world and the world that they're currently living in right now. But now we have somebody who we have a reference in conversation, like, oh, somebody from the dream world that you're about to go and encounter in real life. Damn it, where am I going? This is not the place I'm supposed to be going. This takes me back to when I first played this game. My entire playthrough, I was never capable of remembering. This is it, right? Yeah, library. I was never capable of remembering which of these wings went to which place. Except for the dormitory. That was pretty damn easy for me to remember. For some reason, I could not remember for the life of me which wing led to which place. And obviously, I'm having a bit of amnesia now, so... Oh, geez, it was her? Geez, she's been hanging around with us or following us around since the beginning of the game. Well, she did say something about knowing him, but if she was someone that we had encountered in the dream world as Laguna, then why would she know who he is now? That's a question there. Uncle, huh? Oh, she did call him that, didn't she? What, you haven't figured that out yet? I thought we were on top of that for a long time now. I think that's a yes.